What up, YouTube? Asian Persuasion here, and I'm here with my boy Slim. As always, we're here at the NAWCQ with my boy who just got top 16, I believe. Playing what deck, my friend?
Blue Eyes.
And this guy is Zachariah Butler, by the way. He is a guy that normally is doing the stream coverage type things, and he's out here playing this weekend, and he got top cut. So not too shabby. How does it feel, my friend?
Pretty great. It's my second WCQ top, which is pretty awesome. And it's the first one where we get like the cool additional prize cards.
Yeah, we gotta show those bad boys. Oh, look at
my
those.
pack is in my bag, like the day 2 pack. I forgot about that, but yeah, these are pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then I got the
prize
another Solaria, so that's cool.
Heck yeah.
So that's the second prize card that I've won, which is pretty awesome.
What's the first one?
The Utopia Kaiser.
The number
so
Kaiser.
it's been a while. Yeah, it was really exciting. I was honestly just out to have fun. Yeah, pretty great.
And you performed very well.
Yeah, just
Look
kept
at
winning. Don't know how.
And it feels good, baby. Hey, sometimes it's your weekend, you know?
Sometimes.
Let's go, man. Let's get into the profile. Let's see the goo.
So, like I said, it's just Blue Eyes, nothing too crazy. There's just the 2 Blue Eyes initially, of course. Sadly, can't play 3. I mean, you can, it's not very good. 3 Sage, 3 Maidens, 3 Wishes. I think it's all super standard. And then 1 Roar, 1 Mausoleum, 1 Majesty, and 1 True Lights. I don't think there's really too much to say. It's all pretty standard. All this is great. I got rolled a whole bunch. This got ashed a whole bunch, and I just didn't care because I kept like OTKing people through it. So.
Hey, this deck can OTK pretty easy.
Well, also, funnily enough, it helps. If you want to get really good with this deck, honestly, play Master Duel. So the last Duelist Cup and then the WCQ, I played Blue Eyes exclusively, basically. So yeah, and I still have that. And then, funnily enough, on Duel Links, I play Blue Eyes as well.
Hey, man, there's a common trend here.
I play it in every format.
All right, man, there's a common trend I'm seeing.
And then for the Primate Engine, there's 3 Ether Barrel, 3 Lordly Load, and 1 Drill Beam. There's not much to say there. Drill Beam is really great, but I just didn't want to have an additional dead draw. So, unfortunately, I'd only play 1.
You think you would ever change it, even though
So originally, so when the deck first came out with the Primate stuff, I played 1. Then I tested 3 for a while, and I really liked that. But I just didn't want to have any like dead draws, so I went to 1. But I just definitely rolled when I'd play 2 or 3 again. This is such a powerful card.
Card is really good going second, I feel.
So good. And then non-engine, 3 Ash, 3 Fua, 3 Perulia. Shoutouts to Evan for loaning me the Perulias because I don't own them. 3 Droll, 3 Imperm, 1 Magnemite, 1 Veiler to be searched off of stage, and then 1 Nibiru. The reason for the 1 Nibiru is that with 6 Charmies in your deck, you're playing, like often, even if they're just an Upstart Goblin, you're playing such a thin deck that you don't want to see multiple copies when you go second, obviously because they're hard ones per turn. But your odds of seeing it go up significantly with each draw. And the only time you ever want multiple in your deck is when you go first, because there are no Charmies, and so you need to have the additional odds to see the high impact hand trap. So I side a second one, and then there's no purge because of Magnemite and some cards in the extra deck that are dark. I felt like the stopping them from drawing a card with the Charmy if they, well, not with the Charmy, because they can't do that when they have a card in the field. But stopping searches just wasn't that great. This deck just kind of plays through everything like mediocre level, and then you just gotta grind it out, and it's okay. So, and then 1 Call by the Grave, just as the 41st card. That was actually the last second edition too. Like I threw that in, I think Thursday night, like right before I went to bed. I was like, I'll throw that in.
Why not have a call by, right?
I'm so glad I did. The card overperformed.
I'm sure it did. Cooking a lot of Charmies, random stuff like
not
ashes.
Charmies actually. So if I had Call by the Grave, there's only one time when I got Charmy that I Call by the Grave it. I would draw it a decent amount when they did have it. Typically, I would not bother. I wouldn't Ash or anything on a Charmy because this deck plays through them really well. You can usually do an okay field with just like 1 draw, and that's it. So it just doesn't matter.
True.
For the extra deck, there is Tyrants, Neo, Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon, 2 regular Spirit Dragons. These honestly rarely came up. If you read my top 32 feature match, I think it took me till game 3 to summon Spirit. I just don't do that. I usually just end on like a Blue Eyes and that's enough.
Yeah.
Lightstorm Dragon, Azure Eyes. This actually came up a few times. The idea that I had with it was that it stops Murakumo from board wiping me. It also stops my True Light from board wiping me. And in pretty much any game where you get additional turns, it becomes very hard to beat this deck. So this just gave me an additional way to basically get to True Light, because they keep bringing back Blue Eyes to bring back Maiden.
Yeah.
And it was really good. And then there was Ancient Fairy Life Dragon, Typhon, Double Spirits, Double Spheres, Lina, and SP. Most of the time I was ending on Spheres over Spirit, which is why I was saying I barely summoned it, because I felt like this was better into Ryzeal variants and into Malice. Like, being able to bounce their normal summon is so beneficial.
Yeah.
There's definitely a couple of games, I don't remember if it happened in a feature, but where I would just Spheres bounce their normal summon, and then they just, because they're playing like an awkward deck that has sometimes like those hands, the Oops All Malice hands, like they just couldn't do anything.
Oops All Malice.
And so it was really good. I was really glad I had all that. For the side deck, 3 Lancia, never drew it.
Did you play a lot of Malice? I feel like that was the worst
like
matchup.
3.
Wow.
But I just never drew Lancia, so. I beat every Malice I played against, so that felt really good, because I hate that deck.
The deck is ignorant.
Second Nibiru for when I go first. And there's Duster, 2 Lightning Storms. These were cards that I really wanted to decide, because I felt like having power cards to draw into off the Charm using games 2 and 3, where like those lingering blowouts could be a thing. If I could force them out early, at least then I know how to play around them, or like sequence through them. Those cards are really good. On that same note, there was 2 Forbidden Droplets. Droplet was also really good because it meant that if I drew it along with a search card, like Wishes, for example, I could Wishes, going second, search for whatever, and then immediately in Resolution activate Droplet, sending a monster, and they couldn't droll me. And that came up a couple times, which is really cool. And that got me an additional search, which then they would droll, but by that point, like, I was already so far into my deck, I didn't care. And then the last cards in my side deck were 3 Solemn Judgments and 3 Solemn Strikes. These were brought in for the Charmies every time when I went first, because you want to turn this deck basically into a trap deck. The longer the game goes, the better, because True Light is just like a ridiculous card. Also, if you ever get these in the graveyard and you can resolve Tyrant to reset them, the game is just done. Like there's almost no coming back from that. So I was really glad I had these. In top 64, my opening hand, game 3, was 2 Strike, 2 Imperms, and an Ash, and I ended up winning because of Strike. Because he summoned Chesacat, activated its effect, and I struck it, and then next turn, I drew a Blue Eyes in typical Blue Eyes fashion. And then the next turn he summons another Chesacat, activates its effect, and I strike it again, and then he passes, and I draw Lordly Load, and I just like go off from there. And if these were it, like if I didn't have Strike specifically, and it was just like any random card that just kind of stopped the effect but left the body, I was dead.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was really good.
For sure.
But that is the deck.
You want to shout out your channel?
Oh yeah. Shout outs to, like I said, all my friends. All the support was really great. You know, getting my phone blown up all day was really, really quite nice. It'll be extra funny when I go back to locals now, because we have multiple people at tops at our locals and stuff, and I tend to go like 2-2. So that's really awkward, because
now you got to show him this impulse, man.
I'll still go 2-2 with it, but I'll feel good. Shout out to Yugioh Bogley. I can't remember if I specified him for being so helpful. Again, Matt Fox for making sure that I have an extra deck, because I forgot my extra deck. Fun fact, of this extra deck, I own that. The rest of this was loaned to me. Luckily, it's $1. That's fine. And then shout out to my YouTube channel, Zach Butler Yugioh.
I'll have it in the description down here for you boys.
Check it out, please. I upload as often as I can, and I try to be pretty decent about it. So, and that's about it.
All right, well, congratulations, and thank you for your deck profile, my friend.